Hello and welcome to the channel. Christmas is over and the new year is to come. So what better way to end the year than to build a new PC? So today we're going to be building a PC with a Asus GeForce RTX 4080 Super, and we're gonna have a Samsung 990 SSD NVMe drive, Kingston Fury memory, Intel Core Ultra 9, I think, NCXT Elite 360 for the CPU, the cooler for the CPU, a Aorus Z890 Elite Wi-Fi 7 motherboard, and to power it all, a RM 1000X from Corsair. All of which is gonna be built within this case, which is a NZXT H7 Elite. So let's get building. So to start with, let's get this case out of the way. This has some weight to it. So let's see. The CPU is intact. So this was delivered in bulk, which I'm not a fan of, but this should really be delivered by having it in some sort of protective plastic, but I guess that's it. That's what was available. This is not a personal PC for me. This is for a local club that I'm a member of. I just volunteered to build it. So we have the notches on both sides here. Just gently place that down, like so. Plastic cover pops off. Easy as that. Might need another back plate. The Kraken Elite 360. I'm gonna find that out before going further, since I can't install this while it's not in the case, since the radiator is so massive. Intel backplate kit. I've had coolers before that I needed to take everything off and the cooler itself would hold down the CPU. Oh, you also have an AMD kit. So if we chose a AMD CPU and another motherboard, we would have to use this. Okay, so it looks like we can take off the radiator, so that might not be a good idea. So we have these Intel socket standoffs for socket 1200 and socket 11.5X, so I'm guessing that's 11.5.1 or 11.5 something, and then Intel socket 1700. But we are rocking the socket 1851. So maybe I'm missing some standoffs. Oh, these are other mounting accessories. Maybe they are in this bag. Maybe they just forgot to write that they also support the socket 1851. It says on the box that the cooler supports socket 1851, so I don't think that would be a problem. This is symmetrical, right? There's no direction, no. Symmetrical. Okay. That seemed to work. This is DDR5. It's a kit of 4 DIMMs, and I believe they are 32 gigabytes each. I'm not sure, but I think they are 6,000 megahertz. We have a 4 terabyte 990 Pro from Samsung with a read speed of 7,450 megabytes, up to 7,450 megabytes. PCIe 4.0. Curious about the write speed then. That's some sort of, oh, that's clever. And you have the thermal pads right there. You can have 3 NVMe drives right there. So the manual does not say anything about whether or not it should be installed in one of these. But I'm just gonna choose the one that's closest to the CPU. And found out that this is a very smart system as well. Guess you just pull this down and it has some sort of spring. That's pretty clever. Instead of having to use those small M2 screws that you miss and you drop them and stuff like that. There we go. And then we just remove one of these. And then the same mechanism. And we're in business. Let's get this away. Let's get this guy. There are no screws as far as I can see. Or maybe it's just... No? Yeah, same way. It is just these that are pressed into the case. It's just me not wanting to use force. And the ones in the bottom, it's not being pulled, but sliding into a notch there. So the ones in the top is pushed in, then you lift it up. Okay. So all of these standoffs are pre-installed, so it's ready to take the motherboard. Always afraid that I might scratch the PCB. I don't want to do that. So I'm sorry if my arm's in the way. Yes. There. Plenty of screws. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have these rails here. think that's where we need to put the screws in. Then we can install the radiator onto there. This way. I think I found out what to do. It seems that the top comes off just like the side panels did. So there you can access the dust cover. Pull this off and then you have access to these rails on here. Yeah, I think that's sufficient. So let's put the dust cover back on. And the top cover. So this connects all the fans. We need to get this hidden behind, so I need to get this up on the side. Let's pull this off. That seems fine. The CPU is correctly placed, and then tighten in a diagonal pattern. Okay, so the fan will not spin when it's silent. So how do I connect this? Is that just simple enough? Maybe? Yeah. So the ATX. And CPU. These have to go down. We need power for the graphics card as well. They should probably go down because the graphics card's going to be sitting right there. Right, so that should probably go the other way. And this is USB. This has to go on the graphics card, but I guess we'll have to manage. And this guy, front panel, and this guy, oh yeah, the SATA power for the fans. We need that as well. Like this, and then this goes into that one, and then this goes into that one. System fan, let's put this one there. I'm guessing that this one needs to be on the CPU header so that it knows the temperature of the CPU and stuff, but I'll figure that out. I figured it might be better to assemble the rest of it while standing up. At least until we get the graphics card in, but I need to get these cables connected. Couldn't really find anything other than a Reddit thread saying that it should go in the left side of this, so it's the power switch and power LED, which makes sense since there is only a power switch and a power LED in the front panel. So I guess that's it. Let's get this guy out of the box then. It's a fairly nice looking card. Oh, Sage uses 3. Well, three giant connectors into one small connector. That ruins a bit of my plans, but okay. We can get another one. It fits. Oh, okay. I get it. So I was trying to plug it into a wrong connector. So I thought the connectors was linear, like horizontally placed, but it seems to be vertically for these guys at least. And then so. And then let's try to see if it's gonna post. I have it connected to a monitor with an HDMI cable. I just need to switch the source to HDMI and have a wireless keyboard here. Are we ready? There it is. Great. So, since it posted as it should, we're now going to get a bit better at hiding some of these cables. Some of them which might be a bit difficult. Okay, let's put the backplate on. See if it fits. The PC build is now finished, and I've been tidying up a bit around the room since I put all the boxes everywhere and all the plastic and stuff. So here it is, and I have been installing Windows 11, installing all the drivers so it's ready to use. So let's take it for a test drive. I'm gonna push the table up to the TV. I'm gonna get a HDMI cable since I don't have DisplayPort in the TV. Let's connect it up. One downside from this is that fingerprints and all kinds of dirt is very easily seen. So let's turn on the TV, and maybe we should get another keyboard than the one I had before. Gaming keyboards. It's gonna do just fine for the tests. I also found a standard mouse from HP. Let's set it to 100%. It's 4K resolution on this TV, which is just fine. I have now downloaded Steam and also downloaded 3D Mark from Steam so that we can test and see how good it is. I'm not sure if it's the best testing method, but that's all I have, so let's give it a go. I've set it up so that the CPU temperature is displayed in the big degree text thing in the middle, and on to the right is the GPU temperature, and then below that the liquid temperature of the loop. So I can also take a look at how good the thermals are. Right now we're running a quiet fan control speed thing that was built into the Gigabyte software. So about 65 frames per second, and the GPU is 66 degrees. And the CPU is about 33. That was a short test, but seems about right. It's has a score of 6,608. Average 6,572. Yeah. So I'm not really into testing, and I don't really know if it's good or bad, but it seems to be pretty good. So let's see, there are stress tests. Solar Boy, okay, we can do that. Run the stress tests. Right, so GPU at 63 degrees, CPU at 39. And this is running 550 FPS, something like that. GPU at 67 degrees. A little bit of coil whine though. .68 degrees on the GPU, 39 on the CPU, down to 38, 39, 38, it goes up and down. GPU was about 70 degrees, CPU about 40. And the computer is actually connected to a smart plug with power monitoring, so I can tell you exactly how much it's pulling. Currently we're pulling 429 watts, and that's just the PC. So I'm just going to let this run until the test is finished, and we'll see how well we did. The stress test is now finished and it passed. So it had a frame rate stability of 99.2%. So it seems like it's just fine. You can see it for yourself. So that's the score right there. Strange that the fans just ramped up, since it's been running at 40 degrees or 45 degrees on the CPU the whole time, and the liquid was 40 degrees. The GPU was up to 70 degrees, and it just was stable on 70 degrees. I know that Firestrike is an is an old test, but nevertheless it's gonna give us some numbers. Right, so let's run this. CPU 45 degrees, GPU 71 degrees. The liquid is 38. So I'm gonna let this run through and we'll see how the score ends up being. Just a bit of an update. It's ramping up the fans on graphics test 1, and now it's starting graphics test 2. About 100 frames per second, 120. So now it's running a physics test. The CPU is 63 degrees. It was ramping up to 63, and then the fans started ramping up as well. Right, so the test is done, and it seems to be quite fine. And it seems I can compare the result online, so let's try to do that. Let's see how well a score we get. So okay, it's not the best, it's not the worst, but high-end gaming PC or premium gaming PC in 2023, it gets better scores, and we're now entering 2025. But well, when was the 40 series released? Wasn't that 2023? That makes sense then. So a high-end gaming PC would be 31,589, and we got 30,779. So yeah, it's well, it's not really a gaming PC. This is supposed to be a PC for editing video, so I guess it's fine. It's yeah, now you know how well it fared in 3D Mark. And right now it's on the silent mode. Let's put it on normal mode. And seems that all it does, it's just changing this curve on the temperature on one axis, and then the fan speed on the other axis. The camera next to the computer so you can hear it. I'm gonna try to be quiet. And set it to full speed.
and back to silent.
So that was it for today's video, the last video of the year. I really hope you liked it, and there's not really much more else to say other than Happy New Year, and I hope you get well into the new year, and I'll see you in 2025. Bye!